Hello, hello. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing? Main event, headlining a card, Vegas. What's the feel like for you right now?
Nah, I'm feeling great. Yeah, it feels good. Finally been fighting again.
You obviously you suffered the loss, which I know was frustrating, but you came back and got a win over a former champion. What was the importance of that victory for you?
Nah, got a loss, come back in the octagon, have to win, get back on the winning side, feels good. And now you can continue, focus on your career and being happy and go forward.
Nice. Does that instill confidence? I mean, beating a name like that. I mean, a win is important no matter who it is, right? But beating a name like that, I'm curious. Does that do a lot for your confidence and feeling of where you are?
Yeah, of course, because Junior is a big name and he's a former champion, so it always feels good and bring your confidence back.
Fair enough. Took about 6 months to get you back in. Was that okay for you? Was that time frame all right, or were you a little disappointed that it took so long?
I was disappointed, but I'm happy that I'm here again and looking forward to this Saturday.
And then they give you the matchup with Ciryl. I'm curious, right? Because he's got a lot of momentum behind him, right? But he's kind of a newer name. So did the matchup excite you, or did you think like, I just beat a former champion. Give me a bigger name.
Nah, I always want to fight. I want to be busy, so it doesn't matter who it is. And this guy has right now a lot of hype, and he's the type of fighter who can move. He does a lot of things, so it's an exciting fight, interesting fight.
Fans are going to love it. Obviously, the styles are great. I'm curious, do you feel like you have an advantage over him in some ways? Because I kind of feel like he's in the position you were in, right, before you had the setback, that maybe he doesn't know exactly everything he needs to know yet.
No, I don't think like that. But we all train, so we're gonna go there and put down our best performance. And especially for me, a win is really important. So I have no different thoughts about that.
You seem to have a lot more experience in combat sports, though, in whole. Like your MMA records aren't that far apart, but you have a lot more kickboxing. Do you think that provides you any advantage at all with all the experience you have?
100%. I think my kickbox record always helped me in my situation right now in MMA.
We're kind of looking at this as a #1 contender fight, right? I mean, it could be a title shot next, or we know we got John Jones coming in also, right? So do you feel like you got to take a backseat to John Jones, or do you feel like maybe you deserve it over John Jones?
For me, it doesn't matter. I want to win, and after this one, I'm looking for a quick turnaround, and I want to fight one more before I fight the title shot. So for me, John Jones can go first.
Nice. So that would mean Derek Lewis probably? Is that the fight that makes the most sense after what he did last week?
Nah, it makes sense, but I don't think you want to run into Derek Lewis big punch.
Subtle trash talk. I like that. Well, listen, I think everybody's expecting this to be a pretty quick fight. Overall, do you feel like we're looking at probably a one-round type fight?
It might be. I'm in shape. I'm ready. I can go 5 rounds. We're gonna see what kind of opportunity appeared in the fight, and I'm the guy who's able to stop a fight when the opportunity appears.
Last thing for me, is there anything that he does that is dangerous, that you see? That, I mean, obviously in heavyweight, everybody's got power, right? But is there anything you look at and say, that's one thing I got to be concerned with?
Yeah, he's flexible. He can move. So, he's heavyweight. He's going to go back and forth. You walk on a heavy punch, it can be over. So, I'm going to be there and pressure him, see what kind of mistakes he make, and make sure I can finish the fight.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
We're talking about how Cyryl's got a lot of hype behind him and stuff. Do you look at that and think, well, if I beat him, I'll take all that hype and I'll move forward with it?
Yeah, 100%. Be the guy like him right now with all the hype come to my side. But the most important thing is win a fight, feel confident. I lose the fight against Francis. My ego got a little bit damaged. Win a fight over Junior, come back. So right now is to follow the journey and make sure I win the fight and feel good.
Do you look at that Francis fight like kind of a freak fight? It's not like it just kind of happened out of nowhere. So can you take anything from that, or do you just have to say, oh, it happened, let's move on?
No, I take a lot of things from that because I didn't look only the fight. I also look at my camp, my preparation, how it goes, and all those things. So that's a lot of things you can take away from that period that happened between the fight.
Ciryl says he doesn't watch fights. He doesn't even know who he's fighting. He just goes in there and does what he does in the gym. Does that surprise you? Do you think fighters should watch their opponents?
I think sometimes fighters lies. And yeah, we are professionals, and you have to watch fights to know what you're up against. So if he doesn't, I'm happy. So it's easy for me.
You said you wanted one more fight before you fight for a world title. Why do you want that one extra?
Because I want to be ready for the title fight, and I don't feel like I'm ready right now. Why I'm saying that? I want to get myself more going, be in the wash machine, be in the octagon, get that feeling. And especially last year was a really bad year for all of us. If I can speak for the other fighters too, I'm a fighter who like to be busy, 2-3 fights, 4 fights a year. And last year I had 2 fights, so it take a little bit longer because of the pandemic to get back in the octagon. It's us now.
You have 3 names: Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou, or John Jones. Which one of them would you like to fight for the heavyweight title?
I mean, I want to fight the best. If John Jones sitting on the throne, or Stipe sitting on the throne, or Francis, that's what we're after, the gold. And who's sitting on the throne, that's the person we're after.
Thanks, man.
What's up, man? You said your ego took a hit after that fight. How difficult was it for you mentally to kind of bounce back from that?
It was really difficult. It doesn't seem as that because hit back to the gym, work even harder what I did before, and I came right back in the octagon and get a win. And that's why it seems maybe it did nothing, but it does a lot, of course. Even if you lose to a decision, it does something to you because you work so hard for where we're going to, and then something like that happened. I mean, yeah, we're going back and make sure that doesn't happen again.
And also, it was, you already mentioned 2020 was a crazy year. It was a bad year for a lot of people. To kind of deal with a loss and deal with the mental, exhaustion that you kind of go through losing, and to have everything kind of shut down, like the world is not going, like there's nothing you could do to kind of get away, right? Like how much more difficult did it make it to happen during a pandemic?
It was hard, but I've been going through a lot of things in this life, and that wasn't the worst. So for me, it was more like I can make 2 choices: being home and sad and think how that happened, or I can think how that happened and being working at the same time. And that was my choice, and that's how I get back to the octagon real quick.
How soon did you go back to the gym after that loss?
Right away.
Yeah.
I mean, we drove home because it was in Jacksonville. I live in Florida now. We drove home for 4 or 5 hours, and I think after 1 day, 2 days, I've been doing my cardio and working on my own thing. So it was fast.
What was that drive like?
That drive was hard because you have a lot of time to think. A lot of crazy things go through my mind. How can that happen? But still, don't want to go there again. And right now, I'm looking forward to Saturday and win this fight and be victorious, of course.
Who was with you on the drive?
My coach, Michael Bob, King Mo, and another friend of mine.
How do they try to make you laugh? Do they what are they doing in the car to try to console you a little bit?
I was really upset, and I didn't talk much. It was like everybody's calling me, and I turn my phone off and just drive home. That was it for me.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Afternoon, big boy. Thank you for taking the time.
How you doing, sir?
Are you, the adjustment from Florida to Nevada, how's that? Coast to coast, you got that humidity, and then you're over here with this dry heat. Did that affect you any? How do you like the change for a little bit?
Right now, it doesn't affect me. We came a week earlier, especially because of that. And I thought I would be feeling different, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the same way, and yeah, I'm good to go.
Excellent. And you touched on the Ngannou fight, so quick question for that. Failure is the greatest teacher. Are you grateful for that it helped you adjust? Because your opponent now has that undefeated hype that you just had. So are you in a better place than he was thanks to that loss?
Of course, the failure is the better teacher, of course, and I learned from that. And I don't know if he's in the position I was, but right now, what is the most important thing is I face him in this octagon this Saturday, and I'm putting him away.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
No problem. Thank you, sir. That's it. All right. You guys have a great night. Great day.